very hard to explain because it's a complex technology, but...
From the And the Groove Remains production team studios in the Netherlands, my name is Mixmaster G and welcome to this live stream. My mission is not to sell you as many apps as I can. No, my mission is to help you, educate you, teach you about music track collection management and conversion for DJs, so you save more time for the fun and creative part of being a DJ. As every week, let me quickly introduce myself to you. I am a 57-year-old dude from the Netherlands. I had my first DJ residency at the age of 15, which means this is over 40 years of DJ experience in the flesh. I am no longer an active DJ. I call myself a retired DJ. I do a few gigs a year, but nothing even close to what it used to be. However, you may know me from a little app that I wrote, and that is, hold on, there it is, the DJ conversion utility that allows you to convert between various DJ software, maintaining your cues, your loops and all that other good stuff. It's not the only app I create for DJs. I created tons of other apps and they are all aimed at making your work as a DJ a little bit easier. Each Tuesday night, 7 o'clock PM Central European Time, I host this Ask Me Anything live stream where you can ask me each and every question. I also cover things I discovered myself over the news, and questions I got from users of my apps over the past week. So that way we have questions to be answered. If you are joining me from the live stream, then please throw your questions in the chat and I will get to that as soon as possible. But let me say hi to the people that are already with us in the chat. Mario G, good afternoon, evening Mixmaster G. Good evening Mario G, and things are well here, I hope the same for you. Anthony Brown, greetings Mixmaster G, all is good? Yep, all is fine. Do the DJ, happy Tuesday, Mixmaster G and friends. Happy Tuesday to you too, Do. Good to have you all with us. I don't expect this to be a very long stream. It's summer season, vacations have started all over the globe. And it's noticeable because it's not that busy at my end these days too. However, there are some things that I want to discuss. And one of the things that needs to be discussed is this little thing, and let me get it on the screen like this. There it is. Let me switch the cams for us. There we are. This Sunday, notice it will be Sunday, July the 1st, I will be hosting a masterclass for Level Up for DJs. Level Up for DJs is a new group, if you like, a new event sponsored by the likes of Pioneer DJ. One of the driving force behind it is a personal friend of mine, 𝐥𝐬𝐯𝐻, and you may know 𝐥𝐬𝐯𝐻 because he's one of the guys who is always at the Pioneer DJ booth if there is an event over in the United States. So for instance, you can expect him to be part of the Pioneer DJ crew at the DJ Expo in Atlantic City that's soon to be held. This will be a masterclass about conversion, mainly from Serato to Rekordbox and maybe some other stuff. It all depends how it works. Noticeable about this is that it is on Discord. Now, this will be my first time on Discord. I'm not a Discord user myself. I don't have any Discord channels. So we have to see how that goes. But if you like to join us, you can get there through the levelupfordjs.com website. So Google that if you like to. I think there's also a link on my Facebook page where I talk about it. So that is coming this Sunday. Another thing that I was working on, and if you follow me from all the previous AMA live streams, I had a server crash like 2 weeks ago. My terabyte server, that is this file server containing all my audio files, crashed on me. And of course, that is an issue. Lucky for me, I had plenty of backups. However, my main library manager is Rekordbox, or iTunes, now called the music app. And my iTunes collection didn't like the change that much. Everything was working fine at first sight, but as I explained in previous sessions, if you use iTunes, then there is something being used that is called the iNote to recognize tracks. And because I moved from to a new drive, actually, it's now an SSD drive, the iNote numbers of the files wasn't anymore the same as it used to be, and music didn't like that. So what I first tried to do, and how could I tell that it didn't like it? It took forever to quit, it took forever to start up, and when it was started, and I have a screenshot right here, all of a sudden it was processing, occupying 174% of the M1 CPU, and this was after 150 hours, so those are hours. And I thought, all right, I wanted it to finish, I wanted to see what happens if it finished, but I think it was in an eternal loop and actually eating a lot of processing power while at it. I did something else. I did export my iTunes or music library to an XML and then imported that XML into a new file. And I did it on a different computer because I wanted the M1 to finish. This is from that import, and you can see that right here. The processor is much more milder, and after 33 hours exactly, so that's 1/5 of what you just saw, and that wasn't even finished, it was finished. Long story short, if you use the music app, and if the music app is busy with something that you don't know what it is, for instance, right here in this thing, I have the activity monitor open, and there is an activity monitor in music. I will show that later on. You could see it was determining the audio volume. However, if you look at that other screen cut I made, which was processing the other thing, which took 1 to 74 processing cycles, there was no visible activity. The activity window is empty. So, to be honest, I have no idea what it was that music was doing, but it was slowing everything down to a crawl. That is why I decided to code the XML array. Now I'm going to show you how to do that, because for some of you that might be a little bit a mystery. So let's hope that I have a music collection right here. There should be some, yeah, there is something here. You can see there is an hello, there are some tests. What is important if you do that is that the tracks are available, and that, as you can see, they are not available. So let me just create an empty collection and then do it from the top. Just a simple test collection. Create a library. Hold on. Test 1. There it is. And because it automatically does so, let's turn off these two and let's create a playlist. And let's put some tracks in that playlist. Like this. And let's put some. I'm just making a default small little thingy here. And let's put some tracks in there too. Now, like I said, there is an activity monitor right here under window, which will tell you if music is doing anything. And as you can see, it's not doing a thing right now. And if you go to the activity monitor, and for those of you unaware of it, if you go to applications and then to utilities, there is the activity monitor, and the activity monitor is on every macOS system, and that will tell you what is going on inside your Macintosh computer. So that can be very useful. So for instance, you see there are all kinds of processes listed here. I'm only interested in music, so I'll let it filter on music. There you can see it's not doing a damn thing, and that's exactly what is to be expected because there is nothing to be done. In my other example, this was sky high, so there was something wrong there. However, let me show you how you can recover your collection using an XML. First of all, you have to have that XML, and with my old collection, which was doing something that I don't know about, I was still able to export to XML because everything was working. I could play tracks, everything was working, but for some reason it was busy doing something. So if you go under File to Library and then to Export Library, and then let's put it on the desktop for fun and giggles. This is my library XML. Now if I again start music up and I create again an empty collection, empty library, create library, music 2. And let me, don't forget to do that if you want to, if you see that your music is busy with something and you want to go this route, don't forget to turn off these two because otherwise all hell breaks loose. And then you can say under File, Library, Import Playlist. Now you think, no, I want to have the collection. It is just named Import Playlist. It will bring all the playlists back. So you can see right here. Oh, let's see all the other XML. Oh, okay, whatever you want. But here you see the XML, but it shouldn't have tracks because that's weird. Let me go back to that just created collection. Just because we can. Music test 1. This was it. There we are. Here we got our playlists. Let me export that again. Export library. Right there. And then we put it on the desktop and we override it. And then I open the empty library. Which I just created like this. And that is, it's populated now. There you can see it has everything in it that you want it to have, which is weird. So let me do that again, hold on. I don't think I have the correct library there. Music 2, that was the one. There we are. Let me keep an eye on what is going on here. And then under File, Library, Import Playlist, and we import from the desktop this one. And it's still picking up the wrong XML data. I don't know what's going on here, but something seems to be off within my collection. But that is how you do it. Oh, there they are. There are. Oh, all right, that's the old information. This is the imported information. The only big problem with this, and I find that a big problem, is that if you like to use the date edit, and date edit is something that I like to use, that will all be set to the moment that you imported the XML. So I have now the very strange situation in my real iTunes collection that date edit is later than date modified. There is also a date modified which will tell you what the last time was that the track was modified. That has been imported properly, so that's still properly within the collection. But and you can see it, by the way, right here too. You've got a date edit that is later than a date modified, which is kind of weird. But it is what it is. It was for me the only way to get my collection back without making it all over again. So for that reason, this worked for me. And this is what I recommend you if you have troubles with your music collection, but you will lose your date edit entry. Very important to keep that in mind. Then another thing that I'm going to talk about that has a video clip this time. I'm still amazed that nobody did it, but and indeed, that was from the Nutty Professor. I got myself a Hercules T7. For those of you unaware of it, the Hercules T7 is a simple controller with moving platters. Those platters can really move. And because iTunes or the algorithms djay started to support it, I thought, all right, why not? Let me buy that T7. I bought it on Amazon as a B-stock item, and if you do that, it is very, very cheap. It is very, very affordable. This golden thing is usually black, but I opted for the new faders. They call it premium fader module, and the difference between those faders and the faders that it has built in are noticeable. Now, this is not to be underestimated. It is a very fun controller, especially for the kind of money it costed. If I have to convert it, I think it's under $600, including the premium fader. But then again, I bought this as a B-stock on Amazon. So I always recommend check the B-stock and see if it's there. You can see that it is indeed spinning, moving. It has 8 hotkeys for both decks, as you can see. It has its own stem controls. You can go to instrumental and or vocal with the click of a button. It has a loop setting module. Let me switch the screen so you can see what it is doing too. So right here you can set the loop size. Like this. I'm not sure about why. It looks like it's not reading it correctly. Oh, that was the old loop. So you can set your loops any way you want it. You can set them automatically with an in and out button. It has for the effects pedals if you like. But it is a very complete controller. I was amazed. The build quality is plasticky, but hey, what can you expect? But I was amazed how it felt in real-time use. However, there is one issue that I have with it, and that is this. I can set hotkeys just fine. As you can see, let me switch loop off here. let's make this a little bit less loud. So I can set my cues just fine. Using the shift, I can remove those cues, so that is all pre-programmed. However, if I want to set a loop, a predetermined loop, I'm still not sure why it is doing very weird on my screen. Let's see, let's double check. Why can't I do it just a 64 or 32 or... Not sure why it's acting up. Might be because this track comes with a very, very big loop itself. There you see it is the DEX loop, this one. That's a 264 beats loop because it's basically the track, because sometimes I use it as my default loop thingy. So that is all there. You can control it with it. Oh, there we go. And then it gets all weird. I don't know why. But let's say we want to have a 2-bar loop, right, or a 2-beat loop right here. If I click this button, I change the function of the pads. However, it says loop above it, but this is not really loop. Well, what it actually is it is stuttering, beat stuttering. As you can see, and that is not really what I want it to be. So I need to remap these buttons, and that's the reason why I wanted to show this. I want to show you guys how you remap your buttons in djay. And the first thing you need to do is in djay, desktop small, there we go. Under MIDI, I can say configure djay impulse control T7. So right there now, this is the screen for setting the T7, and you can even check if there are other things right there or import other configurations. So this is my T7, this is everything that's mapped to it, and what I want to do is I want to map that MIDI 1 thingy to it, and the easiest way to do that is just to make sure that I am in the loop mode, and you can see that I am in the loop mode because there's a little white line or a little white light beneath it. This is Q. You can see that the function key has a Q, and this is loop. And if I press the first button, it will automatically go to the correct thing on screen. So let me show you that. There we are. And you can see that right now it's this note. I don't care about the note. Deck 1 is a bounce 1/6. I don't want that to be a bounce 1/6. I want that to be a saved loop reloop 1. That is what it is called. Hey, I cannot help it. It is what it is. So if I say done right now, then pressing that, let me switch the cams again. There we are. You can see it both. You can see right now that it's blue, and that means that it has a configured loop. And if I play it, then the loop is activated. So again, for fun and giggle, and the fact that it's flashing now indicates that it's an active loop. So you know that it's active and that it's running. And if you want to turn it off, you click the loop button. Now it's off. So let me do this again, but then for the second button. So I hope that this comes out on the screen. I go to the MIDI mapping and make sure that you are looking at the Hercules controller mapping. I press the second pad right there. You see it lighting up, and then save loop reloop. And because we know that all those things are together, I can say, all right, this is going to be the saved loop reloop 3, the saved reloop 4, 5. So this way I can pre-configure for setting my loops. And I missed something somewhere along. Oh, there it is. I missed that one. This should be 6 and this should be 7. And there. So that is what this does. Now what I also want to do is, when I press the shift key together with one of the pads, clear the loop. And in order to do that, you do the same thing. So I press the shift key and the, the shift key, in loop mode, the shift key and the pad, it will tell me which one it is with, and you can see that is the one below it, and then I will change that to clear loop. Clear safe loop 1, and we can do the same right here. Clear safe loop 2, that was 3, etc, etc. You get the idea. So you can very quickly assign whatever you want to do with it to whatever patch you want with it. So if we take a look right now, and I press this one, it activates the loop, that is expected. If I press shift and I press that button 2, you see that the loop is gone. And if we activate it again, and we can store it there, and you see it flashing, so it's stored under it again. And using shift, or if you want to store it somewhere else, like it should be activated. So now it's stored on the 4, and with shift 4 I can remove it. So that way you can put every loop exactly where you want it to be. And that can be a very powerful tool. By the way, there is also a stems thingy which will disable the stems. It's drums, melody and vocals, if I'm not mistaken. Now I want to use this controller with my iPhone, because that is the whole reason why I bought it. I've got all the gear I can wish for right here in the studio, so there was no need for me to buy this as a performance thing, but I want to use it with an iPhone. And the main question, of course, is if you use it with an iPhone, can you still use your custom MIDI mapping? And lucky for us, you can. Here, this is what you need. This is called the iPhone camera adapter, and this is a Chinese make one, which has on one port the lightning connector, because I still use older iPhones, and on the other part I've got an HDMI and 2 USB connectors. This will allow me to use the Hercules T7 with djay on iOS, and it works like a charm. But what is more important to know is how do you get your custom mappings in Algorithm DJ, and that is what I will show you. So let me close this out and then see if I should have cable there, but I need to grab my iPhone, and that is at the other side. So hold on folks, I will be back in just a second, because if I'm not mistaken, then yeah, there it is. And let's hope that it is connected. I'm not sure, so let's see. Yep, it is connected. And then I should have something like an iPhone screen. I used to have it at least. That is the wrong one. Now how do I get on my iOS screen, because that's not the one. I'm afraid that it doesn't show my iOS screen right now, folks. There it is. But this wasn't what I wanted. I wanted something else. This is what I wanted. And then you start up iFunbox. And iFunbox is freeware. You can just Google it. And it's available to everybody. And iFunbox allows you to access an iOS device. Now you see 404 not found. Don't worry about that. If you go to the app file sharing, you see DJ there. And let me put it in a list view. And you can already see that I did put a customized Hercules T7 DJ mapping there. Now, where did I get that mapping from? Where did it come from? If you go to the music folder on your computer, then to the DJ folder, then right there in the MIDI mapping, so in the folder MIDI mappings, you find all the custom mapping, and all you need to do is drag that to the root of the DJ folder within Documents. So let me show that again. You go to App File Sharing, and within App File Sharing you open DJ, and this is called the root of the DJ folder, so it's not inside the user data, It's not inside the algorithm data. It's not inside a MIDI mappings folder as it is on Mac OS. No, it's just the mapping and you just drag it to the root of the DJ folder, and that way DJ will automatically take advantage of any custom mapping that you created on iOS, given that you can connect the device to iOS. And with the T7 it works marvelously well. I am really enthusiastic about it. I must admit that the actual T7 was a little bit bigger than I was expecting. I thought it was smaller, but it is a bit bigger than I thought it would be, but it's still not very big, and it's still very convenient to carry around. So again, if you are in the market for something portable, or for creating something portable, then this might be a good opportunity. The only other thing that I now have is that this device uses a voltage converter in order to work, and that is an 18-volt brick. And 18 volt is not really something that you can get everywhere. So I still have to look for what is called a step-up converter. So you can step up 12 volt to, like, let's say, an 18 volt in order to use it mobile. But for now it suffices and I really can recommend it. That was also the last topic that I had prepared for this AMA live stream. However, if you guys got questions for me, then feel free to throw them in the chat, and while you do it, don't forget to give the video the likes up, like, share, subscribe, and tell your DJ friends about the availability of this information totally for free each Tuesday, 7 o'clock p.m. Central European Time. Let me say hi to some people who just came in. DJ Joe, all the way from South Africa, is joining us. DJ Joe, good to have you with us. And my good friend from California, 𝗃𝗃, also in the house. Welcome to the stream, my friends. So, like I said, it is a short stream because there is not that much to talk about during vacation time. I'm waiting a little bit longer to see if there are questions coming in, and if not, then we close out the stream for today. Try to join me if you can on the Discord server of the Level Up for DJs community, and we have some fun this Sunday, 21st of July at 10 o'clock p.m. Central European Time. So rather late, but hey, it is what it is. And Durrell Teasdale has a question. Hello 𝐀𝐬𝐤. Is it possible to MIDI map an EQ knob to another EQ knob in Serato? That depends on the device, but it should be possible. I must admit I'm not that good at MIDI mapping Serato, but I think it should be possible. But again, it depends on the device. If a device is a hit device, then you cannot conveniently remap it like I can in DJ, but then you really have to dive into the XML and do it on a code level thing, and that is not very user friendly. So if it's a hit device that you want to remap, that is hard to do. But if it's a generic MIDI device like my Hercules T7 just was, I'm still amazed that nobody else used that Hercules clip from the Nutty Professor. But if it's just a generic MIDI device, then it should be no problem to do it. Yeah, DJ Final Touch saying the same thing. If it's MIDI, then it's doable. If it is hit mode, then it will be much harder to do so. Alright, my friends, that was the short session for today. I hope to see you guys all. Oh, what do you think of the rotary mixes on the market today? I was thinking of purchasing the Master Sounds 4. Tech09, I am really an 𝗵𝗶𝗿𝗄 guy. I cannot work, of course I can work with it, but I don't feel comfortable with rotary mixers. To be honest, I totally don't get and don't understand the whole hype about it. Of course, my friend Mojax is a big fan of them for his reasons, but I am not a big rotary fan, so I'll be the last person to ask advice for that. I've played a little bit with that alpha theta thing, and what I like most about it is the view meter, and that is, I think, the least important part about it. So just to give you an impression, no, not for me. Behind me, I like analog. Behind me I've got a Datec GPM8 mixer, which is an all analog mixer with a very warm sound, but for the I cannot embrace rotary mixers, so sorry man, I'm not your guy for that. djay, that will be a topic of the Level Up for DJs masterclass that I'm going to do this Sunday. So sign up to the Level Up for DJs Discord server to join us, and that will be all about from Serato to Rekordbox and all the things that you need to keep into account. There is also an Ask Me Anything live stream that is a Serato special, or a Rekordbox special for Serato users. I think it was May last year, around May last year, that I did that one. So please look those up, because it doesn't really make sense to do that all over again if I'm doing it this Sunday and then again. Alright my friends, again, thank you all for joining. I hope to see you guys all next Tuesday. For now, 𝐀𝐬𝐤 𝐌𝐞